So I started my Project 24 journey over 16 months ago, and every single month I keep hitting personal bests, I keep hitting personal milestones, and I've even reached one of the biggest milestones for Project 24. So let's check it out. Hello YouTube, and a very special hello to all my subscribers. My name's Phil and welcome to my channel where I document my journey building an online income. So this month is month 16 for my first site and it's nearly month 12 for the other two sites. So today we're going to be talking about all the stats, the Google Analytics numbers, the Google Search Console numbers, and I'm also going to share the revenue that I've made and also how much work I've had to put into the sites to make them grow. Now, my progress is really good for me. I keep making all those milestones for me, personal goals. It keeps going forward. So join me to look at all those stats. Let's jump into the computer and I'll share those numbers with you now. So here we are in the computer. So if we start off by looking at the stats for site 1. So site 1 is the oldest site. I created it on the 21st of May 2019. It's got 129 posts on it. It's not as many as I would like. I've definitely put on quite a few more in the last month in the Content Warrior Challenge. So the kind of spread, it's a little bit skewed. We've got 92 response posts on this, which would take about 184 hours to write using the Project 24 method. 21 staple posts of up to 2,500 words, that sort of range. Again, 84 hours if you're going to write all those. And 12 pillar posts, which would take about 96 hours if you're following the Project 24 method. So that's a total writing time of 364 hours. So what's that? Pretty much 1 hour a day for a year, give or take, you know? So you can certainly build up this thing over about 12 months. So this site is about 16 months old now. I did actually outsource about 20 articles. More recently, I've let the writers that I hired onto this, and I've probably invested about $560 into this site. So again, it's only got the 13 YouTube videos on it, the ones that I kind of created at the beginning of the 60 steps. I haven't really returned to that. I do feel like there's just something with my setup, my ability to do this, that's kind of holding me back. It's not really something that should hold me back, but it's just the excuses are getting in the way, and it's something that probably would push this site forward a little bit if I actually got off my arse and did it. This site is 100% monetized with Amazon at the moment, which later on you'll see perhaps that's why it's not getting as much revenue as it could. I did have Ezoic ads on it for about 2 months. I took it off to test something, and I'm really interested to put them back on now after, well, recently the How to Monetize with Ads course was dropped by Project 24. And I really want to see if I can do a little bit of a better job than I did last time. So that will be something that comes up in a future video. Okay, so if we look at the stats for that. So for site 1 in September 2020, I managed to get 15,761 page views. This is an up because I actually had a bit of an issue with this site. If you're a regular viewer, you've probably seen this before. So yeah, the traffic is slowly going back up. I'm getting an average time on page about 5 minutes. The bounce rate is still at 89%, which some of you might think is quite high. But for these kind of sites, I don't think it's a big issue because what we're trying to do is give the user the information as quickly as possible. So having a high bounce rate, I don't think it's actually a big issue for this type of site. I don't think that Google are going to look down on it because hopefully people aren't pogo sticking, you know, going into my page and then going out to another page because they haven't found the answer. If this is ranking, most of the pages are on the first page, if not in the first position. They're getting their answer pretty quickly, and then there's extra information that they're sticking around for. So I don't think the bounce rate being at 89% is such an issue. If we just compare this to last month, so in the previous month, the site got 11,246 page views, which is 40% up. So although there's a few If we look through, there's a few things with time on page is dropped a little bit. The bounce rate is gone up a little bit. It's actually doing very well. This site had a real issue for a number of months. I can just show you from sort of about May to July, August almost, it just plateaued around 10,000 views. And in the last month or so, it started to come back up. Now, it is true that I started putting more content on the site, but also perhaps it's just overcome. Maybe there was a little issue with the algorithm update back in May. Possibly it's just that I lost a bit, some of the rankings on the page, or just because COVID-19 is, in some places, it's calming down a little bit, although I think we're about to see a second wave, especially back home for me in the UK. I think it's about to happen. But I think that the site's definitely coming back. So if we have a quick look at the Google Search Console, we can see that in the last 28 days, this got 11,000 clicks and it got 282,000 impressions. And you can see the average click-through rate is about 3-4%, and the average position is around 21%. So it's kind of fairly steady fluctuations, but it's definitely going up, as you can see also with the Google Analytics. So looking at site 2, just in terms of the stats, this is the wedding niche. This is the one that I kind of rushed a little bit and haven't really put a lot of effort into it. It's still only got the 34 posts. That's 20 response posts, 9 staple posts, and 5 pillar posts. This is a website that I kind of use to train up my writers, and I invested just over $1,000 into it. It has no YouTube videos. It's not monetized in any way, and it's a bit of a flop. It's just something I'm not that interested in, and I haven't really gone back to sort out the issues that I had with search analysis, but it's still kind of bringing a little bit of traffic, so let's check that out. So if we look at site 2, again, I haven't touched this site in months. It's just been left to do whatever it wants to do. In September, it got 1,651 page views, average time on page about 4 minutes. It's got a very high bounce rate, and to be honest, it's fluctuating a lot. I haven't really done anything to it. So as you can see, compared to August 2020, it's actually dropped in traffic, which I suppose is understandable if you don't keep publishing, if you don't do anything to a site. So I've got a choice to make. Do I just let this one die, or do I sort of pull my finger out and actually do something to try and fix it? It's just a question of prioritizing your time, and at the moment this isn't a priority for me. So in terms of the Google Search Console, you can see it got 1.27k clicks, 14.7k total impressions. The average click-through rate here is much higher, but I think that's just because there's fewer articles. And the average position was quite similar to site 1. And finally, site 3, obviously my favorite site because it grew the quickest. It's still the top site for me, bringing in the most traffic. It's got only 66 posts on it, and there's still quite a few drafts that I need to go through and edit. That was kind of what I was doing during the Content Warrior Challenge, just going through and finishing off and checking what my writers had done in previous months. So it's got 29 response posts, which would be about 58 hours of writing time, 24 staple posts, about 96 hours of writing time, 13 pillar posts at about 104 hours of writing time, and that gives me a total of about 258 hours. So I've invested just shy of about $3,000 into it, and it's not making much money, if any at all, but this one has the potential. I haven't actually monetized this site very much. I haven't quite figured it out. I never put ads on it, but this is something that I will do in the future because it's ready to go with Ezoic. It's all signed up and everything like that. I just never put the ads on, mainly because I didn't really know how to work it. But as I said, with the latest update of Project 24 3.0, they've got a complete how to monetize with ads. It's much more detailed, the course, and I'm going to go through that and try and fix the issue that I have with how do ads work? That's basically what it is, a lack of knowledge on my part. Okay, turning to site 3. So this is quite exciting for me. So site 3 managed to get 20,464,000 page views in 1 month. Now, this may not seem that exciting to some of you, but for me, this is the first time I've ever got so much traffic to a website organically in 1 month. I think that's pretty cool. So it's getting about 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes of the average time on page. That's pretty cool. The bounce rate is definitely higher than site 1, but again, all of these articles are written so the answer is right there in the answer target. So people probably are bouncing, but they are bouncing with the answer that they've been looking for. So not necessarily a bad thing. So if we look and compare September to August, you can see that I've got a 15% bump in page views. It went from 17,733 to the 20,464 page views. And yeah, everything else is up. The average time on page is up. So a slight increase on the bounce rate there. So perhaps that's something I can investigate, but again, I don't think it's a big issue for these types of sites. And to be honest, this is even considering that August has an extra day. So these stats are still pretty impressive. So the site is still growing. And if we look at the search console here for site 3, you can see it got 16,000 clicks, 425,000 total impressions. The average click-through rate is almost identical or even identical to site 1, and the average position here is a little bit less than the other 2 sites. Okay, so if we turn and we look at the actual revenue that I've made. So I actually hit a bit of a milestone for Project 24. I've managed to get up to the $100 a month sort of level, but this is entirely on Amazon. Now, we all know that Amazon are giving tiny commissions out, but I've managed to hit it. So this is all kind of like combined mainly from site 1, although site 3 did make about $3 or $4, but it's not very well monetized. It's not really a good niche for Amazon. It's more of a service niche, I would say. But from the United States store for Amazon, got about $87. From the UK, I got $16, or 16 pounds, sorry, and Canada 8 Canadian dollars, which works out to about 114 US dollars in total. Now, I do have to say that Canada, they sent me an email recently, basically closing down my store because of some issue with so this channel, Passive Income Phil, they said there was some sort of infringement with the Amazon logo. So I've definitely done videos on Amazon, maybe in the thumbnail, that was it, or maybe in the video itself, I showed the Amazon logo. And also they said that the traffic for another YouTube channel I have, the IELTS Grind, the traffic or the following wasn't big enough. Now, I was expecting the UK store and the US store to follow suit to do the same thing, but it's not happened yet, touch wood. But you know, the whole point is that with these extra stores, I'm getting a little bit of extra money. It's not the same as the US store, but I think I can just apply for Canada again, but I need to maybe fix those issues. Okay, so that is the revenue. Remember that this is purely on Amazon. I haven't really got my act together and put the ads on. I haven't really found a way to monetize with other affiliate programs, mainly because it's not my focus right now. I'm really excited about the traffic. For me, I've been trying to get traffic to websites for years. This is the first time it's ever happened, and it's happening consistently every single month, and it's growing every single month. So I'm really excited about that. So I do get a few messages on this YouTube channel where people are kind of saying, oh, you know, for the amount of work you do, for the amount of time you put in, your traffic isn't great, the revenue you make isn't great. But I don't really want to compare myself to other people. I generally compare myself to myself, you can see everything is going up. It may not be going up as quickly as everyone else, but it's going up for me. So that's something I'm excited about, and I know that if I put in the work, if I keep going, that eventually I will reach my goal of that full-time income. It's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen for you too if you put the work in. Now, I was struggling to get traffic to my websites for years. I made loads and loads of mistakes, and it wasn't until I joined Project 24 that I really understood some fundamental things that have really improved the way that I get traffic to sites and, how much money I'm able to earn online. I know that it may seem like very small numbers when you compare it to other bigger YouTubers or other bigger bloggers, but for me personally, it's really a huge difference to what I was doing 4 years ago to what I'm doing now. If you're in the same boat as me, you're kind of struggling, I really do recommend Project 24. Jim and Ricky from the Income School, they've done a great job. They've even updated the course to Project 3.0, and they give you lots and lots of help to try and make you successful in your journey. If that's something you're interested in and you'd like to find out a little bit more about it, why not hit the description where there's a link that takes you to a webinar. Now, all you've got to do is watch the webinar, and if it's something that really fits and it's something that you think may help you with your own journey, then you can join Project 24. You can check out my channel for loads of different videos on that and reviews of the courses and my thoughts and my experiences of it. But I really do recommend it. For most people, it's going to be a great fit. Okay guys, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.